Hello there everybody, my name is Archer, and today I'm going to continue the series How to Get Out of Herald. I got some really great support and feedback last time, and it mostly boiled down to the point that I needed to articulate my words a bit better. So I'm going to do that this time. So yeah, let's just get right into the guide, and it is How to Get Out of Herald Support Edition, soft support. More exactly. And again, I covered a lot of general points in my hard support video, so if you have the time, please just go and watch the beginning of that video, and it should be on the top right of your screen right now. But if you don't want to do that, or if you have already seen it, then just let's ignore all other roles and just guide you through Herald as a soft support. Oh, right. Before we start, I just want to thank Kio's Discord, link in the description, for giving me some feedback on my latest video. And I also want to thank Hellfire again for lending out his replays as footage and analysis. Anyways, okay, let's get into the early game. So, in terms of items, you usually want to get something fairly similar to the hard support role. But since there are some odd cases where you want to vary the build on a couple of soft supports, you should always start off by checking the Rivalry or Immortal Faiths guide. If not, just get at least 2 sets of regen always, and preferably a Mango or Clarity, depending on your hero. And a sentry, it can be nice, but it isn't a must. You should usually get a sentry if you know that you're up against a competent hard support who's gonna ward the jungle and stuff. But let's not get into that, it isn't really that important. For Herald at least. And yeah, if you have money left for some reason, you can always just get a couple of branches, or if you have a ton of money, just save up for a wand. Okay, laning stage. For bounties, I would honestly recommend starting a fight if you feel that you're stronger than the enemy. Just be careful about your safe bounty near the farming triangle, so that the enemy support doesn't sneak up and steal it while you're fighting. Okay, so when the lanes start, remember to stay out of creep aggro, which is basically a certain range around the creeps, where if you attack the enemy hero, they're going to attack you. But you probably already know what creep aggro is. And if you're a ranged hero, just try to right click the weakest enemy, the one with the least regen and the least armor. And yeah, if the enemy has a spell spammer like Skywrath Mage or Bristleback, which probably won't happen in the safe lane, but it can always, you need to be prepared for anything, then just get wand as soon as possible. And you should also upgrade it as well after you get your boots, if you have a spell spammer on the opponent's lane, enemy lane. Yeah. And if the lane is super active, you can get some salves, but if not, just go for some boring tangos when your regen starts getting a bit low. So now start your real job, and that is you should try to make life insufferable for the core. And support by all means. So this means using your spells, never stay at full mana, because it regens. Just use your spells, just at least once, And you should trade right clicks if it's possible. If they have a Bane in the other lane, you might not be able to, but usually you can just right click them. And finally, and most importantly, contest pulls and stacks. So what do I mean by this? You might not even know what a pull or a stack is. Well, pulling is when you drive the creeps to your lane, usually the safe lane, to delay the wave a bit and deny some XP. But you don't really need to know what the technicalities of it is, but just go to the enemy small camp, the small jungle camp. And if you're playing against a competent hard support, then they're going to try to pull and manipulate the wave over there. So you should usually spend a lot of time by the jungle camps. And if your offlaner is comfortable with his life and farm, then and want to get some solo experience, just go stack the triangle. Or honestly, the first 5 minutes stacking the triangle can be really good, because it helps your mid as well. But again, that's only if your offlaner feels safe and isn't getting like attacked by anything. Okay, nighttime. You know, in the hard support episode I called the mid game the fun part, but for soft support I would argue that the fun part is when the night starts. Usually POS 4 heroes are really good at ganking, so right after you've grabbed the bounty, and you should just grab some wards and go to mid immediately. Your goal is to hopefully kill the mid, but you know, de-warding and warding the mid is also gonna help a lot. Because this will protect your own mid from ganks. Next, you're honestly fairly free. You can roam around the map, or you can just return to your lane, which you should do most of the time, depending on the hero. So, how do you know when you should gank or when you should stay at home? There are really 3 factors that determine this. First and most importantly is, do you have a lot of mana and health? If you're running low on mana and health, it might be a smart decision to just go back to your lane and try to, stack some camps, farm, get your regen up. Okay, the second point, which is also really important, is the question, is your offlaner safe right now? Is he getting ganked? Is he, getting destroyed in lane? If so, then you need to help him. Honestly, you need to make sure that he doesn't get completely destroyed. And finally, is the enemy offlaner gankable? If the enemy offlaner is, I don't know, a Slark or something. I don't know why a Slark would go offlane, but anyways, then it might be a bit hard to gank. So just check these 3 things before you go gank. Okay, anyways, let's get to the mid game. And honestly, I could probably summarize it in one word, and that would be that you're a glass cannon. You're 90% of the time gonna be a bit underleveled since you spent a lot of time ganking, which you usually do on POS 4 heroes. But on the other hand, POS 4 heroes usually have a lot of stuns and a ton of damage. So the most important part in your early part of the mid game is to just play with your team. Look at the team and your minimap and just determine who is the most active. If it's the mid, let's say a Huskar that's fighting and killing, then go with him. Be active, Just try to don't get too caught up in farm. Try to just fight and don't die. And here's another pro tip that will make a huge difference for you, and that is just buy a smoke. Try to get 2 active heroes in you with the smoke, or with you in the smoke, I guess, and just go looking for cores in the enemy jungle. This will both hinder the enemy farming, because you're gonna be killing them, but you're also gonna get your well-deserved EXP and gold. And just try to ward a bit in the jungle if you can, but I mean, it isn't a must in my opinion. Usually your hard support will be doing a pretty fine job doing that. And if it's the mid game and you have a core that's not farming, or in danger of being killed, then just bodyguard them. Just stay within, I don't know any units, but stay within the vision of them at least. And I don't mean literally hugging them, but always be prepared to help in a matter of seconds. Because usually in the mid game, in Herald at least, I think it might not be as common in Herald as other ranks, but just try to protect your cores a bit if they're not farming. Okay, finally, late game. So if the game goes late, then the number 1 priority is always buyback. I can't stress this enough, get buyback. I can't even begin to explain how many games I won and lost because people don't have buyback. And just always have buyback. No but I'm gonna get BKB or something, just have buyback. It's a must. If you're even a bit in danger of getting of them getting a tier 4 tower, have buyback. So this is the most important thing when it comes to late game, honestly. But okay, here's the second most important thing of all in the late game, and that is if you get an important kill or two, just take an objective. Like, it doesn't mean you have to like get the tower, take Roshan, but just push the waves, do something. And you know, preferably take a tower, but if your creeps are too far back, go get Roshan. Like, honestly, one of the main differences between Herald and, you know, like Legend or Pro games even, is that they take Roshan super early. Or, you know, they take Roshan way more than beginners. So, like, just do something during these like 50 seconds that the enemy is a lot weaker than you. So, that's pretty much all I can say during the late game for soft support. Honestly, it's pretty much the same as the mid game, not gonna lie. But yeah, I think that's it for this video. You know, if you have any questions or want to help at all, or have any feedback even on my voice or my gameplay or my tips, join the Discord in the description, or just comment on the video. Honestly, I'll answer anything to the best of my abilities. But yeah, if you enjoyed the video, feel free to like or subscribe, that'll help a lot, but no need. So yeah, I think that's it. Feel free to ask any questions or just show me your progress if things have been going well. But yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Bye!